This mod adds a working TARDIS to Minecraft, and it's one of the most popular Doctor Who mods ever made. It's called TARDIS Refined. I'd never played it before, but everyone kept telling me just how good it was. So I started my first ever survival world in the mod just to see if it's really as good as people say it is. So hello Fez wearers, going into this, I gave myself the goal of creating my own TARDIS and exploring all of its many features so I could see for myself just how good TARDIS Refined really is. But I'm not quite sure I fully understood what I was getting myself into when I started, because the start of this world was identical to a normal vanilla world. I just got wood, got some gear and went mining basically, although I did come insanely close to dying within the first 5 minutes, which was entirely my fault because I went into a cave with 0 food, but apart from that it was going well. I even got diamonds within the first 30 minutes, which I don't think I've ever done before, but it was weirdly vanilla. Nothing, and I mean nothing, modded was here at all. Well, that was until I found this. Zyton. Zyton. Okay, let me store that. I had no clue what I could do with it. All I know is that I recognize the name Zeton because it must have been mentioned in Doctor Who a few times or something. I tried crafting some sort of armor or tools or really anything I could think of, but I couldn't craft anything with it. Well, except a block and then some nuggets, which didn't seem too useful now. However, it would become essential later on when I get the TARDIS. So except for that modded ore, which was actually really quite common, it was just a normal vanilla experience. I finished the mining, did some smelting, made diamond gear, and started making a house. And that was all nice and fun, but what I was starting to realize is that if I actually wanted to get the TARDIS and, you know, play the mod, then I would need to go out of my way to figure out how to do it rather than just dilly-dallying and making a house. And then I quickly brushed away that thought and continued making the house, because as you'll learn, I love to procrastinate. Although, to be fair to myself, I did also do a bit of exploring, mostly to find building blocks for the house, but the point still stands. It meant that I've got a lot of resources, and even some things that will become really vital later on, which was a complete accident, but, you know, it's fine. But eventually I caved, and after using my massive intellect and trying to understand how to get the TARDIS, I just ended up googling it. The thing is though, a lot of stuff goes into getting the TARDIS, and I didn't really understand that at the time. And yeah, I probably could have like watched a YouTube video tutorial or something, but I wanted to fully experience it properly for the first time in the world. So I took it in steps and decided to focus on getting this thing called an amethyst screwdriver, mainly because it looked cool and maybe I'd need it, I didn't really know. I had this other mod where I could see every item and then their crafting recipes, which meant I could see the recipe for this screwdriver was actually quite simple, although I hadn't found any geodes yet, so I had no amethyst, and I hadn't been to Nether yet, so that meant no blaze rods. So once again, I had to take it one step at a time, and started by building a weird basement, I don't really know why, and then use obsidian I mined earlier from a ruined portal to build my own nether portal. Although there is a bit of a twist here. Nether time. I have immersive portals on, which is why it looks like this, because apparently it has like a bigger on the inside effect with the TARDIS, but I guess we won't be seeing that for a while. So now we just look for a fortress, I guess. Swear to God, there's Daleks in this place. Enough trauma with that. Okay, this looks fake as hell. The fortress is right here. I don't think I've ever had that before. That's actually in my Dalek mod video. I was going for ages to find the fortress. Oh, Christ alive. Come on in. Ooh. Come on in. Ooh. Oh, I should have got a bow. Is there 2? There's 2. Oh my God, there's 2. So yeah, I got really lucky with that fortress spawn, and it meant that I could just go in there and kill as many blazes as I could find, and then somehow only got 2 blaze rods. But luckily the screwdriver only required 1 blaze rod, so it was fine. But before I left, I broke the spawner because I thought that was it. However, I would really come to regret that later. I walked past some weird glitched lava on the ceiling, and then I made my way back to the portal. But now it's time to find an amethyst geode, which was all just luck based, and I clearly started running out of that because I only got 2 blaze rods. Because basically, amethyst is only found within amethyst geodes, which spawn randomly underground, similar to mob spawners in a way. But the only cave I'd actually found was the one right outside my base, and I hadn't seen a sign of a geode anywhere in there, so I went exploring for literally just one other cave. I just wanted one, which somehow meant I wandered about and ended up finding a dark oak forest before I found a proper cave. Oh, a dark oak forest, nice. How have I found a dark oak forest for a stupid cave? But of course, I did eventually find a cave, and 20 minutes and 30 diamonds later, I finally found the geode. I quickly got a bunch of amethyst, and on my way back to my base, I stumbled into a village, in fact 2 villages, and accidentally finding this saved me potentially hours of my life, because little did I know you need an emerald block to craft a TARDIS. But that's all in the future, it doesn't matter yet. As far as I was concerned, it was going well. I now had a bunch of food from killing animals, I decorated the basement a bit, and finally I crafted the amethyst screwdriver. However, I still literally had no idea how, or even if, this would help to getting the TARDIS. TARDIS. But I knew that now was probably around the right time to actually focus on getting the TARDIS, because I'd got on a bunch of gear, I got a base, I was all set up. But of course, I had no idea what to do, how to even start or anything. So I went back to Google, and I would literally never have found out how to do any of this without Googling it. But with that, I'd already finished my first day in the world. And by that, I mean real life day, not Minecraft day, obviously. So before I get to day 2, which is luckily a much more productive day in terms of getting the TARDIS, let me just explain something real quick. As I've said, it's pretty much just a basic vanilla type world, and I started to realize that to get any modded items and the TARDIS itself, I would need to actively research and understand how to do it, which is really different to what happened in my Dalek Mod video, because that was all really quite self-explanatory, but that did mean that everything in the mod was quite basic, and let's face it, it was quite a boring process too. But with TARDIS Refined, you have to go and research, which is irritating at the time, but so worth it later on. Plus, I can't be too mad at it, because when you think about it, that's exactly how it works when you first play Minecraft. Just think back to when you first played vanilla Minecraft, you would never have known how to make another portal without googling it or something, so I can cut it some slack, I guess. And thankfully, I'd realised that in day 2, and actually made a lot of significant progress towards getting a TARDIS. From looking it up online, I'd found out that to get the TARDIS, you actually have to grow it, kind of like in Dalek Mod. However, in this case, you don't craft the TARDIS plant, you have to go out and find it in a very similar way to the Amethyst Geode, which is a bit rarer. But just to make it a little harder, the actual structure the TARDIS plant spawns in can only be found underground, underneath oceans, for some godforsaken reason. Although I did log in at like 6 in the morning, and didn't want to waste my morning just searching around endlessly for that, so I ended up just building a weird sort of monument for hitting 4,000 subscribers. It looked awful, and I was half asleep, but I did improve the look of it later on. Oh, and whilst we're talking about that, I'm actually really close to 5,000 subscribers now. This video's taken me so long to make, but, you know, please consider subscribing. I really want 5,000 this year. It'd be really nice. Please. Okay, anyway. In my deluded brain, I somehow came to the conclusion that strip mining underneath this massive ocean next to my house would be the best way to find a tiny TARDIS plant. There was a bit of logic behind it, I suppose, because the plant spawns in this, like, egg thing, which is all filled with water and has magma in it, which in turn causes bubbles, and the idea was that when I enable captions, the bubbles would appear in the captions and it would show me which direction it's in, so I could just mine to it and boom, I'd find it. What I'd failed to realise is that this would be a terrible idea, as I was digging underneath an ocean, you know, the thing with water ravines and magma with bubbles everywhere. So that maybe wasn't my best idea, and I went mining for ages. I'd see the bubbles, and then realise it was just some random water cave, then go back to mining, see more bubbles, go to it, then go back, mine, see more bubbles, and so on and so on. Obviously, that strategy did not work in the slightest, and all it did was wear down my pickaxe durability, as well as my motivation. Plus, I'm pretty sure the whole time I was mining, which was a solid like half an hour, I was too high up anyway, because the TARDIS only spawns at a certain Y level, so either way, I would never have found it. But I did eventually make use of that massive intellect of mine and went to find a cave. And on the way, I found this shipwreck with a lot of spruce, which happened to be the one thing I needed to finish my house. And literally 2 minutes after entering the cave, I finally found what I've been looking for this whole time. Whoa. Whoa, hang on. I didn't even... How did I not see that? Is it this? Oh no. There's a creeper swimming up. Oh my Jesus Christ. Okay, this could go bad. Okay, I think it's this, right? I mean, I don't... What is this block? Oh, it's all filled with water. What, man? There should be a plant or something? Is it under here? No. What? Why is it filled with water? Magma. Oh my god, that's it? Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, I should just be able to mine this. Okay, that's right. That's it. Is that it? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I need to get out of here. Now I'd finally gotten the TARDIS plant, I wanted to just run and get home alive. However, I was a tad bit lost, and there was now 2 baby zombies coming after me, and then after I ran away from them, another one showed up, tried to hit me off a cliff, and ended up falling off himself.
What should I do?
If you want orders, follow this one. Kill yourself.
Oh. He just killed himself. Anyway, I managed to get out of there and went back to my base safely with the TARDIS in hand. Well, with the TARDIS plant, let's not get ahead of ourselves. And once again, my priorities were a bit out of whack because I got back and made a new pick, which I guess makes sense because the other one was really close to breaking. However, it turned out I used all my diamonds and that exclamation mark of the subscriber sign thing, so I went and adjusted how that looked, which really didn't improve the look of it at all. But again, I am going to fix it in the future. But for now, I was really focused on the TARDIS for once, and I wasn't going to let anything distract me from it. How it works in this mod is that this root plant needs to be placed TARDIS on a magma block, where it will slowly grow in stages and eventually become a TARDIS. Well, I say a TARDIS, more of just a useless box, which happens to be bigger on the inside, but I'll get to that in a minute. So I planted it, and as that grew, I did some side quests to pass the time. I built this weird little area surrounding the growing TARDIS, and I also completely remade that subscriber sign, which again is not the last time I'll change that, but it does look at least a bit better. And I even started building the roof of the house because I have the spruce now. But then as I was doing some decoration stuff inside, I finally spotted something. Oh, I'm an idiot. What? Yeah, it was probably sitting there for quite a while, and I just kind of didn't notice. But that doesn't matter. I was there now, and I was really excited to fly this new TARDIS. Or at least, that's what I thought was going to happen. Wait, what? How do I get in? Roots cover the end. Why do roots cover the end? I don't want to hit it, because what if it, like, breaks? Oh, wait. Shears, probably, right? Shear it off? No? Oh, I'm so smart. I'm a genius. So do I just go in? Oh. Whoa. Wait. Where's, like, the console? Whoa. All these particles too. This is sick. Is dead or born? Is this like a baby? Like, I'm lost. I'm confused. Do I give it time to grow? I think I have to let it grow. That sounds smart. I think I have to let it grow. Let it grow. Let it grow. I may have thought that sounded smart, but in reality, it really wasn't. In all honesty, I'd probably been playing this all day, and it was getting really late by this point, so I was probably half asleep, which meant I left the TARDIS to supposedly grow, and went off and did other crap, like getting the rest of the spruce from the shipwreck, getting a sugarcane farm, finishing off the house, building an enchantment table, and later on getting XP from mining quartz, and then actually enchanting a bit. So at least I actually did some productive stuff, I suppose. But of course, I had to make some more changes to my subscriber sign before logging off that day. I had no idea how 2 letters and a bit of punctuation could cause me this much trouble, but it's even crazier that I still wasn't done changing it. Anyway, I'd finished day 2 by enchanting in my basement, underneath my finished house, next to my really cool, wonderful subscriber sign, which was behind my fully grown TARDIS. The process of finding and growing the TARDIS so far really was a lot smoother than I thought it would have been. And even though I didn't know what I was doing, figuring out the small things independently, like shearing off the roots, just felt so good, even if they were literally the stupidest details. Although, it did give me a bit of false confidence, and when I made false assumptions like thinking the TARDIS would just magically grow, it just wasted my time, because it didn't grow obviously. What you have to do is actually terraform it, which I do end up doing just a minute here in day 3. But quickly, if you are enjoying this so far, then please like the video, because I really like doing videos like these, and I want to do them with other mods like Adventures in Time or the new TARDIS mod or whatever, so leaving a like lets me know that you want to see those sort of videos. With that said, day 3 was a very important day, like very important, which I wish I realized at the time, but oh well. I started day 3 by logging on. Oh my god. I started day 3 by logging on and going into the TARDIS, still holding out hope that I will be walking into a fully functioning interior, but obviously I did not. Now, to be fair, I don't think I was being that dumb, but once again I had to resort to Google, which started to become a bit of a pattern, and in fact I'm now going to add a Google counter for every time I now mention Googling or Google or anything about that, just to show how much I relied on it. So I finally realised that I had to build this like weird Herobrine shrine looking thing out of redstone and copper blocks inside the TARDIS with this modded block called a terraformer in the middle. The problem here was getting the terraformer because like most things from this mod, as you'll soon realise, you can't just use a crafting table because that would be way too easy. It's actually a whole new kind of method of crafting items. I didn't really understand it fully at the time, but it did seem really cool. But before I could do any of that, I had to go mining because I didn't have any copper. And while I was down there, I got my first ender pearl, not quite realising how important that would become later on. But of course, the main thing I found here was copper, and a lot of it. And once I smelted all that stuff, I built the base of the shrine, and now had the job of crafting this terraformer block, which could either go really well or absolutely disastrous. I literally had no idea yet. I did try and explain this as I was doing it at the time, but I kind of rambled and didn't really understand it as well. But also, it's just such a cool feature that I need to explain it properly. So basically, there's this block called an astral manipulator, which allows you to craft with actual blocks within the world itself. So literally 3D crafting. And this is how you get the majority of the things for the TARDIS, like the terraformer, but also other things that are down the line, like the console for instance. Because yes, unbeknownst to me at the time, there's still a lot to do after terraforming. Some of these recipes can be quite resource intensive. The terraformer is no exception as it needs all of this stuff. The infused iron is just made by combining an iron block with a zeton ingot and a crafting table, which sounds quite simple. However, I had literally no iron left. I definitely didn't have enough to make 8 iron blocks, so I had to go mining yet again. And whilst I was down there, I found another spawner with a sweeping edge book, which is quite cool. More diamonds, another another geode, some more Zeton, and obviously a bunch of iron. So when I got back to base, I started placing the blocks to craft the terraformer, and then realized I needed a damn emerald block, and I'd somehow come across 6 emeralds, I guess from like mining, I don't really know, which meant I had to get 3 more, so thank god I found those 2 villages earlier. It took me a bit longer than I'm willing to admit to get these 3 emeralds, but basically all I did was pillage their farms and get some ethically sourced leather, and then I could craft the emerald block. But then all I needed was a daylight sensor, and then I could finish crafting the terraformer. And while I was doing all this, I got a little bit bored, so I looked through the list of all the modded items and found this thing called AR glasses. AR glasses? What? What? I'm making them? Yeah, that sounds awesome. So I crafted them because they sounded cool and I could, so why not? And yeah, as I feel like I keep saying, this becomes very important later. Probably more important than anything else. Well, I guess the astral manipulator, but still, it was very, very useful later on. Let me think of a joke. Hey Meta, make the viewers subscribe. No? Okay. But to actually craft the terraformer, I had to use a sonic screwdriver on the astral manipulator to get the sort of select menu up. Then, still using the sonic screwdriver, I had to outline the build, which was such a cool feature that I didn't really think too much about at the time. And then once you'd done that and confirmed it on the manipulator, it would craft into a block, or an item, I suppose. And this is definitely a standout part of the mod for me. Again, I wasn't really thinking about it too much at the time because I was so focused on getting the TARDIS, but it is so cool. And now I had the terraformer, I could plonk it on the shrine thing, and then nothing happened. And it kept happening. I tried leaving the TARDIS and going back in, but still nothing happened. So my genius started to show again, and I somehow came up with a theory that it would just magically do it by itself if I left it long enough, because that totally worked last time, didn't it? But thinking back, I just probably did this to give myself an excuse to do some final decorating on the house. However, I did eventually cave and go to Google once again, where I realized I had to activate the terraform with the screwdriver, which I'm surprised I didn't think of. I mean, that seems quite obvious, don't you? But anyway. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I've just Googled it, and apparently you have to activate the terraforming with your screwdriver, which I probably should have thought of, but you know, we live and we learn. Oh my god. Oh. Is it gonna terraform? Is it doing its thing? I think it's doing its thing. I don't want to die. I'm gonna leave. I don't want to die. Oh, the roots are back. It's making some weird noises. What the hell? What do I wait? I think I wait. I don't know. I was slightly impatient and didn't really want to wait, which I guess is a good sign because that would mean I wouldn't waste as many hours just doing nothing. I saw that the roots had come back on the TARDIS shell, so I decided to shear them again, which actually worked, but then it told me to wait 2 minutes, which was a bit annoying. So I just walked around my house doing nothing for 2 minutes until I saw this out the window. Oh wait, the noise stopped. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's grown, I think. That looks grown to me. Hang on, this is sick. Do I need to shear it? I don't have... Oh. It's green. Okay, I'm just gonna go in. Whoa, this is cool. There's still no console? I don't know what that's about. Oh, whoa. And with that, I was finally actually getting somewhere, and was so very close to getting a working TARDIS. But before actually making it functional, I decided to explore a bit more of the interior. Can you see this procrastination thing I was on about? I don't know why I do this to myself. But yeah, this TARDIS is not just a console room, there's so much more to it than that. What? There's an ice cream truck. Of course there is. Good timing for the ice cream. This is why I hate recording when the window open. Oh, whoa, there's like cool music in the game. What is that? Oh, it's like the Smith interior has like the mechanical life balls or whatever. This is cool. This is cool. I initially thought this room was just for show, but no, this actually had like an actual function, and it's probably my favorite part of the TARDIS. It's definitely the most practical at least. But there's also another area which is literally an infinite hallway, or at least somewhat infinite, and there's probably many cool ways to use this. I mean, it's just an objectively cool feature of the TARDIS, but I really didn't understand it or really care, so I just moved on, which meant that I found something else. Something that I was actually quite interested in too. I don't even notice this hole. What the hell? Ascend space. Whoa. It's like a lift. What the hell? This is mental. This mod is insane. Is this the Eye of Harmony? Is this the Eye of Harmony? Oh, bedrock. What the hell? I'm assuming this is meant to be the Eye of Harmony. This is crazy. I don't know which way I came in. Oh no, am I going to be lost? No. It's this one. Is this one? Is this one? Yes, it's this one. This is sick. I'm loving this. So after being distracted by the immersive portal, which for some reason didn't work on the outside, I decided to focus on getting a console, which for about the third time I wrongly assumed would be the last step to getting the working TARDIS, although it would get me very close to that point. But I actually had to make it first, and luckily the recipe wasn't too expensive. It uses the astral manipulator 3D crafting again, so I was excited to do that again because it's such a cool feature. But I did have to steal a few iron blocks on the subscriber site to do it, but this would be the last change I make to the sign, meaning it's finally done, even though I now have like 4,700 subscribers, but you know, it's glorious, look at it. So using the same method as the terraformer, I tried crafting the console. Keyword there is tried. So I think it's just the same thing when I right click that. Wait, and up here. But there, wait, but down there, but over here. And here.
2,000 years later.
Here. And here. Yeah. Oh no, I don't want it there. I thought it was gonna give me like an item. I don't know what I thought. Can I mine it? Oh no, you can't mine it. I've just built this here for nothing. I'm gonna have to do all that again. So yeah, I kinda messed up there, but genuinely this time, I don't think this was my fault. I mean, how would I know that it was gonna place down an unbreakable and immovable console in the middle of the overworld when the terraformer just crafted into an item I could pick up? It really wasn't an ideal situation, and it meant that I had to go and craft it all over again, but this time inside the TARDIS. But I'd already used up all of my iron in the first attempt, which meant, God, I hate my life. Alright, here I go again. Okay, round 2. I don't know what that noise was, that's a bit concerning. Let's go. Okay, we're getting somewhere. It's beeping at me. Switch. Handbrake. Nope. This is crazy. It's beeping at me. Why is it beeping at me? Fuel offline. Arch on pillar? I think I have to do arch on pillar. Oh Christ, I don't know what that means. Oh God, I should Google this. I don't want to do a mistake again. Okay, this was a bit terrifying at the time. I thought the entire thing was going to like blow up or something, but they wouldn't make that a feature of the mod. No, they wouldn't ever do that. Right? Either way, I went back to Googling, and I found out that I somehow needed to power the TARDIS, and after even more Googling, I realised I would need 4 of these Archon pillars to be placed in very specific places inside the Eye of Harmony room, and then something should happen? I really was confused. I don't know what was going on, but I was just going to go over the flow. I mean, I was a bit cautious because of what I just did with crafting the console. I mean, I could do that again somehow, and because these need to be placed in a very specific place, if I do it wrong, there's no moving them, or if I put something else there by mistake, there's no moving that, so it really could just, oh God, it could go bad. But luckily they had a very simple crafting recipe, so if I messed up it wouldn't be too bad, and I'm not that dumb to craft the entirely wrong thing, or at least I hope I wouldn't be. I did have to double check and Google specifically where to place them, but then I was ready to actually start doing it, and I'll just let this play out for you because it's actually a really cool little sequence. Block on the bottom, 2, and that. Oh, it's doing something. Okay, that's working. Okay, let's do that. Do that again. Go. Oh, there was lightning. the eye of harmony opened. Oh my God. This is so cool. Yo. Does that mean there's power now? Fuel offline. But it's not. Do I need to sacrifice my firstborn into the Eye of Harmony? Like, what's going on? I'm gonna have to do more Googling.
A few moments later.
Okay, so apparently I have to, like, enable the fuel. There's a button somewhere. Fuel. Not enough fuel to... Oh God, it's taking off. Oh, because I had a throttle. Okay, stop taking off. Just fuel. Do I need anything else from this? Landing pad? What does that mean? Landing pad? Is it for like charging it? No, I don't know. 1 block of air. I can't get air. This is crazy. I'm just going to let it fuel up and we'll go from there. I don't know how to express in words just how excited I was about this. It seems dumb. It was dumb, but this felt like a massive accomplishment. And as the energy was filling up, it kind of dawned on me that this was the final point of the video. Well, I thought it was going to be at least. I'll explain that in a second. Because once the fuel was at 100%, the TARDIS would have full flying capabilities and I can actually fly it for the first time. But as I say, this wasn't the end of the video because I assumed the TARDIS would have full flying capabilities. I never actually bothered to check, but that won't be important until later, so I'm sure it'll go fine. Oh, 100%. Okay, so is it, can I I don't know what to do now. Everything seems okay. I think I'm just gonna try flying. I don't know. I'll use the randomizer maybe, just to go somewhere random. Yeah, sure, that's about right. Why not? Okay, let's just do this. I don't know if I should have all my stuff on me in case I die, but who cares? I'm going. 20%. What does that mean? I'm actually flying. Oh my god. What? Was that just a skeleton? I swear I just had a skeleton. Can mobs spawn in the TARDIS? No. How do I land? Do I just go to 100%? Wait, how do I land? There's noises. No, what do I don't know how to land. What do I do? Can I not, like, reverse the throttle? Is it the hand? It can't be the handbrake. I feel like I'm going to crash if I use the handbrake. Dimension? Insufficient power? Wait. Okay, there's some stuff I seem to have not unlocked or something. Emergency eject. No, just let me land. Does it just take time? Oh, you left click and right click. I see. Okay, so I'm landing. Lovely. I'd finally done it. I'd finally flown the TARDIS. 3 days of work just to fly like a drunk driver, but it's okay. The point still stands. This was a big moment for me. The motivation was through the roof. However, I wasn't entirely sure what the motivation was for. I mean, to me, this was at the end. I mean, I got the TARDIS, it was flying. I could fly anywhere I wanted. Like, what else do I do? But then I thought back to that tree, and there were some things I had to unlock, plus a control on the console I couldn't even use, even if I had 100% fuel. And it kind of gave me more questions than answers. So say it with me. I had to go and Google what to do next. What does that mean? There's an upgrade tree. Wait, is that what this is? An upgrade tree. Do I interact with it? Oh. XP? I get XP? What? Cost 10 to get a chameleon circuit? Architecture? 1 cost. Or I can get that. No, I got 9. I'm so... Do I have to do this first? No. 1 cost. Well, let me get it then. I don't understand. Why can't I get things?
I'm finishing my coffee. Lovely spot.
Okay, apparently 1 cost doesn't mean 1 level. It's 100 XP, which you get from using the TARDIS. So I just got to fly around doing nothing to get 100 XP? That seems wrong. Enable defense. There's the HADs. This is so good. There's so much stuff here. I thought this mod was literally just the TARDIS and you can fly around with it. There's so much thing. Interdimensional travel. How many? 200. Oh, Jesus. Okay. That's 2,000. That's 2,000 XP. Oh, God. I'm going to be here all year. I think I'm just going to fly around the TARDIS a bit, get some XP in me, and then go from there. I think that's the plan. And I did do that, even if most of it was just playing around with the vortex. But I also had a new goal in mind. I wanted to unlock as much stuff as possible to experience all of the things I could. But if I'm honest, I mainly wanted to get that dimensional control thingy. I didn't even know what it did. It was just expensive, so it had to be something cool. I only got a couple of XP per flight, which wasn't ideal. And after what I think is only my 2nd flight, of course, something had to happen to get in my way, because nothing is ever easy in these videos. Where even am I? Oh, I'm here. Okay. If I go really far away... Whoa. Yo. What? Why is it on fire? Wait, what's going on? This had like a symbol on it. I don't know what's going on. There's like symbols everywhere. What does that mean? Alright, I'm just gonna fly. I don't care. See what happens. Ow. I just got hit. It can't take off. Oh my god. Am I about to get... What? There's 2. Wait, there's 2. This one's dick. What is going on? Oh my god, it's on fire. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's spreading. What did I do wrong? Will I start getting hurt? Oh, I'm getting hurt. Okay, I don't know. I'm really confused. Oh my god, what have I done? I've had it for like 20 minutes and I've just destroyed it. Oh, it's peaceful in here. Oh, a nice little break. I got 24 XP up here. That's something. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to try using those AR glasses. Maybe have like a pop-up menu or something. I don't know. Or the Sonic maybe? I don't know. If not, I might have to ask my Discord because there's smart people on there. I'm too dumb for this. Glasses, go. Go, glasses. What about the Sonic? Sonic, go. Sonic. Recovery progress. Oh, wait. God, I wish I could see it. Recovery progress, 46%. Can I help with that? I don't know. So I've just let it recover by itself. And it's taken ages as well. Okay, you know what? I'll let it recover. I don't know what's going on. There's 2 TARDISes now. I'm like in the giggle or something. Yeah, that really could have gone a bit better. Pretty much anything that could go wrong just went wrong. Weird glitches, a lot of confusion, the TARDIS seemingly destroying itself, and I didn't even have that much XP after all that malarkey. In fairness, from my perspective at the time, the explosion happened out of nowhere, but with hindsight, I know exactly what happened, and I would soon find that out. But either way, this event single-handedly spiked my anxiety for the rest of my time in this world, and that whole two TARDISes thing, I still have no clue what happened there, but it was almost certainly a glitch, because those two exteriors kind of both led to the same interior, and only one could be entered at a time, so I don't really know. It's weird, but who cares? While I waited for the TARDIS to hopefully fix itself, I made a thing called a landing pad with the astral manipulator, although I wouldn't really ever use it right until the very end of this video, so I guess it really wasn't that worth it. But anyway, I went back to the TARDIS, and it was back to normal, although it gave me no indication of why it broke, and I was a little concerned that it would just start randomly blowing up whenever it felt like it. But I knew that would be stupid, and I wanted to figure out the real reason why, but then again, I also wanted to continue flying, so I did that a bit longer. Luckily, that plus the flying I did before gave me enough XP to start unlocking some new stuff. Basically, there's these upgrade groups in these different branches of the upgrade tree, and they do a bunch of different things, and you have to unlock them from the top all the way to the bottom. So for example, if I wanted to get the dimensional control, I'd have to get everything above it to get to that one thing. There are things like unlocking the chameleon circuit to change the look of the exterior, increasing the speed the TARDIS flies, changing the interior, having defense mechanisms, just things like that basically. So I had to make a decision on what path I wanted to go down, and effectively it came down to the old faithful form or function. I've got 1 XP. I got 6 points. I got 6 points. Okay, so what do I want? Desktop reconfiguration, that's sick. Waypoints, now that. I think waypoints is the way to go. I think we go for navigation system. Making it quicker is also a good shout, but I can't afford that yet anyway. I think it's these last two, that's the big thing. Okay, I'll go navigation system for now. And can I actually afford anything? No. Okay, I'll get that and that. I think that's the way to do it. Oh, why not get that as well? I'll leave it for there. I'm gonna go fly this thing a bunch, get a bunch of XP, and then I'll upgrade some more. Alright, this might take a while. I think it was quite obvious that I was always gonna go with the more efficient approach rather than upgrading the look of the TARDIS, especially with the new goal of getting that dimensional control. But then again, later on I do actually make my own custom interior, so it's not all terrible. But anyway, for now, I went to fly a bunch because I wanted to make a really cool time-lapse collage thing, but obviously I still didn't know what caused that fire stuff earlier, which meant it happened again, literally straight away. Basically, when the TARDIS is in flight, there could be what's known as an event, where some of the controls highlight with symbols and you have to click on them to get rid of the symbol, and if you don't, the whole thing just kind of crashes. The events basically make you feel like you're literally flying the TARDIS rather than just sitting there and watching it fly, and it's a really cool concept, but I didn't know about it at all, so I think we all know what's about to happen. I don't know if I've got like really bad luck or I'm doing something wrong, but it's happened again. I'm flying right now and it's just spewing out fire and that symbol is appearing. I just saw it there. I don't know what to do. I'm flying in a long flight. I can't just land, I don't think. No, I can't. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm 36% in my flight and I'm just flying normally and it's spewing fire. I don't know what I did. Oh, it stopped. It stopped. Well, I just had to go into the third person view. I don't know what's going on.
Eventually.
Okay, I've been doing a lot of flying. It's been like 3 hours or 2 hours, I think, actually. I've got like 15 points. I either want to change my speed to be quicker or do the landing pad thing. I think I'll start with the landing pad because I've already built it. But when I get my next 5 points, I'll do the speed. All right, I'm going back to it now. Wish me luck. Yo, wait, the tree grew. Oh, there's like three things on it. Prongs, I don't know what you call it. That looks sick. Oh, it grows every time you get a new thing, maybe? That's cool. That's actually really cool. Anyway, I need to go fly some more. Great, this is fun. Okay, so we're finally getting somewhere now. And just to test it, I wanted to use that landing pad because I kind of forgot I had it and I thought I could just land the TARDIS there from anywhere, like a waypoint, I suppose. But in reality, use this item called a TARDIS key on the landing pad to summon the TARDIS to you, which is a cool feature, but just not what I thought it would be or something that I'd really need, unless I sort of lost the TARDIS or died or something. I'm actually thinking about moving my entire base inside the TARDIS, if that makes sense, like making the TARDIS my base and putting all my chests in here and things, because that's what a TARDIS is, you know, it's your home, and it's a lot more convenient too. Although I do now have 13 points, which means I can now get another upgrade. I can get a desktop configuration. Actually, no, I can't, never mind. I could get a chameleon circuit, which means I can change the exterior, which I'm not overly too fussed about at the minute. I think what I should do is do the speed or the increment. So I think what I'll start doing is back and forth going speed, increment, speed, increment, speed, increment. So I'll start with speed 1. So I did exactly that. I started moving some chests into painted the TARDIS, lit up the dark interior, got rid of some of the weird arse sleeves, I don't know why they're called that, and I also noticed that the floor pattern was a bit mixed up, so I messed with that and got rid of all these little pillars, so it could all look lovely and symmetrical. Don't know how I didn't realise I was autistic for like 10 years. I was thinking of like redecorating the interior, and I still might, because it does look, well, a bit like a cave, obviously, but for now I think I'm going to do some more flying, because I haven't done that in a while. Wait, oh my god, that's sick. So I'm trying to explain this whilst I'm flying. I was just flying like normal, and you see these like particles. That's what the AR glasses are showing. It's the controls that I have to hit to keep the flight stable. Those like particles don't normally show unless you're wearing the glasses. Because what I've been doing is just going around, hovering over everything to make sure there's no symbol over it. And now as you can see, there's like things coming off it, and I can just go to it and hit it. I've now got 18 points, so I can either get waypoints, the increment thing I was talking about before, or I could like get more XP and get better speed again. I don't actually think I need the increment thing as long as I get the speed, but the thing is, once you've done all the increments, you then get interdimensional travel, which is really what I want here. I think I should do a waypoint at my base so I don't lose it, which means I can fly around more without having to get lost, and then I focus on maybe do 1 or 2 more speeds and then focus on the increments. I think that's the plan. I'm too tired to think properly. It's 11:30, but that sounds good to me. So I'm going to be doing this till like 3 in the morning or something, I don't know. And I've no idea what the defense mechanism thing does. It only costs 1 point, so I'm going to do it anyway, because why not? Oh, and this one only costs 2 points, so I'm going to do it as well. Whoa. What was that? Oh, did a tree grow? The tree grew. Anyway, I flew some more and a bit more with a tad more flying on top of that. And this was giving me a lot of XP. And it also pretty much allowed me to fully understand how the flight event system worked. So I'd pretty much never crash again, which was great news because that was really annoying. And with all that XP, I got another speed upgrade, brought the first increment upgrade, and then got even more XP. The increment stuff basically just lets you set your coordinates of the landing destination even further, meaning you can fly for even longer distances, so you get even more XP. But if I'm honest, I was only really buying them so I could get to the bottom of that list and unlock the interdimensional travel for my new end goal, unintended, because my new end goal was exactly that. I wanted to go to the end, not just to beat the game, whatever, I didn't care about that. I just really wanted to get the TARDIS in the end, mainly just because it sounds really cool. And when was the last time you could say you flew a TARDIS to the end to fight the Ender Dragon? Is that sad? Am I sad? I don't know. I don't care. That's the new end goal. This is crazy. It's 1:30 in the morning. I can buy it. I can buy it. After all this effort, I can buy it. But I'm not going to. I'm going to wait till tomorrow, when I can actually think properly. Goodbye. At the start of day 3, I hadn't even terraformed the interior yet, and by the end, not only had I terraformed it, I'd got on the console, powered it, flown it, and got a landing pad. But I'd also flown it so much that I got enough XP to upgrade the TARDIS to the point where it was nearly at max speed, and I could also get probably the hardest thing to get in the entire mod, all in one day. And on top of all of that, I also moved every chest I own into the TARDIS, making it my full-time base. And finally, after all this work, I achieved my goal of having a fully functioning TARDIS, and then decided I was going to kill the Ender Dragon with it, because that guy just has it coming, and I wanted to do that as soon as possible. That was the plan, at least. And I don't think it's crazy to assume that unlocking the dimensional control, selecting the end, and flying would mean that you could land there and, you know, fight the dragon or whatever. And yeah, it's another dimension, so maybe it would take a while to fly there or something, but it would be possible. However, it turns out that I was wrong. Quite very wrong, which is to be expected by this point. However, I knew none of that when I logged on for day 4, which meant I still had a bunch of motivation and was very eager to get going. As soon as I logged on, I got the dimensional control upgrade and was genuinely excited to go to the end. And I just kind of assumed it would work with no issues, so I didn't bother to test it or Google it or anything, which is a first, I suppose. So I went off to do some more enchanting, so I had all the gear I needed to fight the Ender Dragon, and to be fair, I was getting really lucky. I mean, I was just mining quartz and stumbling into ancient debris, the rarest block in the game, and then went back to the overworld and got a bunch of really good enchantments like Feather Falling 4, if I remember correctly. It might have been 3, I don't know, but Feather Falling, as well as a very, very good sword, and even a bow, which I never really ended up using. And it's just sad watching how excited I was back then. Right, let's combine these boots, and we're ready. I'm ready to go. I've got a powerful flame. It's not got the full durability, so I might have to combine it just for that. Okay, back to the TARDIS. I don't know that if because, like, this TARDIS is in technically a different dimension, if I sleep in here, the bed might just blow up. I really hope not. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna put a block in the way so I hopefully don't die if it does blow up. This could go bad. Oh. Oh. Well, that's very good. Wait, the spawn point was not set here. Wait, what? The hums of the ship make you toss and turn. Your spawn point was not set. So I can't set my spawn point here. Are you kidding? Okay, you know what? I got a plan. Ugh! Oh my god, there's a zombie in my TARDIS. Wait. Oh my god. No, okay. What I do, I set my spawn point here. And then because there's a key here, if I die, I'll spawn here, I can summon the TARDIS and get back to where I need to be. God, I'm a genius. I'm literally so smart. Yeah, I do feel really dumb watching this back. I mean, I was so ready and excited, and I just wanted to go to the end and use the TARDIS to its fullest ability, and I couldn't even do that. On my many long flights, if I found a weird thing or biome or something, I'd save it as a waypoint on the console, and one of those was an ice spikes biome. So I went there to get snowballs to maybe help break the crystals or something. I don't really know. I was just preparing for any scenario possible, except the actual important one, which I would soon encounter. Because by this point, I was all set, and I was ready to finish this video on day 4. I did also realize that I had just no idea what coordinates in the end I had to go to, because if I got it wrong, I could just land in the void and die or something. I don't really know. So I spent a good 10 minutes trying to figure that out, and still had no real idea, so I just went to wing it. Not that it would really matter either way, because after I set the coordinates, double checked them and made sure I had full energy, I started to question whether I was actually prepared for the fight or not, but then just went for it, thinking this would be, you know, the end. And spoiler alert, it really wasn't. So if I'm not mistaken, 169 facing west in the end. I don't know how long this is going to take, so this could go really badly, but I'm hoping to make sure this is the end. Okay, if I just go. What? I can't go to the end whilst the dragon's there. Are you kidding? So I have to do it the old-fashioned way. Ugh. It may not have actually sounded that sad, but it still was just one last thing for this mod to rip away from me. I made a new plan, and now the goal was slightly different. I was still going to go to the end, but I wasn't going to be able to take the TARDIS there until after I fought the dragon. So I had to go and get a bunch of Eye of Ender, locate the stronghold, go to the end, fight the dragon, then go all the way back home, get the TARDIS, sell it to the end, and then hopefully fly there. And then on top of that, I had one extra thing I wanted to do at the very end. That was more of just a thought for now. I was more focused on getting the TARDIS in the end. Anyway, the rest of day 4 is just what you think it would be. A lot of murder, but just don't think too deeply about that. But eventually I did log off later that night, and I was as prepared as I was ever gonna be. So I wanted to finish the video the very next day. Although in the morning of day 5, I did kind of have to go to school to get my GCSE results, which I guess inadvertently got me up early for the day, which allowed me to actually get this video done in time. But the caveat to that is that I kind of had too much time, so of course I did a bit of procrastination on the side, and I started the day not by finding a stronghold or being able to finish in just a couple of hours. Instead, I decided to out of nowhere just redecorate the entire interior completely. And this modded item called a growth drill, I don't know why it's called that, was very helpful for destroying the set TARDIS stone stuff, which meant I can actually change the walls and decorate it just how I wanted it. So yeah, I've completely overhauled this place. There was quartz at the entrance already, so I just used all that extra quartz I got from the XP mining and just did this. And I'm actually really proud of this. I found a dark oak forest thing before, so I got a bunch of dark oak from there for the ceiling. The hallway system's the exact same, I didn't touch that. And then I've got a little extra room over here, which is made out of spruce. But yeah, I'm actually really proud of this place. I mean, it's not very TARDIS-y, I guess, but it's just a little room. Although I do need to get more food. I have just eaten the rest of my entire stock, I think. I've got 6 bread. Great. Just for the record, I'm very proud of this, so don't bully me in the comments. I don't really know why. Maybe just because it's my first time building a TARDIS interior. Not that it looked very TARDIS-y, but it was very fun to do, and I regret nothing. Okay, I regret it a little bit. I mean, I could have finished the video by now, but the point stands. It looks cool. I don't care. I'm moving on. Because after that, there was literally nothing else for me to do except go to the end and finally kill the dragon. So to help prepare, I killed just a few animals, and on the way I found a dog, which was random. I tried being smart and throwing the first eye, seeing the direction it went in, and then using the TARDIS, go in that direction and then throw the next eye to basically just skip out all the boring walking in between throwing eyes. But obviously it's me, so I somehow messed that up and confused my norths and souths, so I just got confused and went to do it the normal way anyway. And I don't know if I just haven't done the end fight in a while or something, but this stronghold was like really hard to find. The eyes were going back and forth and contradicting each other all the time and never going downwards. But of course I did eventually find it. That's not at all concerning. Oh, stone brick, stone brick, stone brick. Yes. Yeah, I think what I should do is find the portal room, then get out of here and just save the coordinates for my TARDIS. I think that's the plan. Oh, I hear silverfish. Wait, silverfish. Wait, and silverfish and lava? That can surely only mean... Yes, yes. No eyes. No, not a single eye. Not one. That's mental to me. I don't know if I'm just exaggerating, but this is rare, surely. I'm not a good kind of rare, a bad rare. Okay, well, let's save these coordinates at least. I need to find a way out of here and get to my TARDIS and then prepare and get back. I should probably fill in the eyes, maybe, the eyes I've got. You need 12, right? There's 4 3s, yeah, so I need 3 more. I've got the ender pearls, just not the blaze. I swear to God, if I have to go back to the stupid nether. I did destroy all the blaze spawners, I think, so I'm gonna have to just wait for naturally spawning ones. This might take a minute. This is a very confusing day for me so far. I woke up quite early, got my GCC results, which might add are surprisingly good for the minimal effort I put in, and then instead of hanging out with like mates or something like a normal person would do, I shot myself in my bedroom and played a Minecraft TARDIS mod for about 4 hours. But hey, if you like the video, it'll all be worth it. Please like the video. I'm like desperate at this point. I spent 2 months on this. Anyway, the point I'm trying to say is that this day was dragging on and it had barely even started. So I really had to get this dragon fight done. Otherwise, I could see a world where I procrastinate and do it the next day. And I didn't want that. Once I got the coordinates for the portal, I saved them and then ran back to my base as quickly as possible so I could go get the rest of the poles and blaze rods because I was really, really eager. Not even to kill the dragon. I didn't care about that. I just really wanted to fly the TARDIS into the end. As well as that weird extra thing I wanted to do right at the very end. And it took me so much time because for some reason I broke all the spawners earlier, so every blaze I killed had to be a natural spawning one, which took a lot of my life away from me, and I'll never get back those hours of my life, but it's okay. I'll do that sort of thing for the grind. I feel like I'm severely underprepared. I don't know, I mean, my armor is good. I got protection 4, blast protection for some reason, and then protection 4. I mean, I gotta go to the stronghold first anyway. Let's just do that first. I don't want to get too distracted. That's a lot of XP. Wow. Let's just make sure we're here. Yep. Not facing the right way, but that's okay. I don't know what else I'd need. Get some blocks. Arrow, bow, food, golden apple. I think that's everything. Maybe some potions would be nice, but I don't care that much. If I die. We'll see what happens. Although I'm going to use the toilet real quick. You never know. So I did my business, and then I also got some chocolate from my mum, which was nice. But focusing on the task at hand, I strolled on up to the end portal, and I was just going to do it. You know, this was the end. It's called the end for a reason. I had to do it. Now or never, really. Make sure I'm recording, because that would be annoying if I wasn't recording. Okay. Boom. Boom. Bap. Whoa. Whoa. The, portal mod. Wait, does that mean I spawn up? Why am I spawning up here? Wait, what is going on? Do I want to go in? Do I need to get a water bucket ready? What is... Okay, you know what? Let's just do it. Oh my god. It spawned me in up here. What? Why would it... That is weird. I didn't like that one bit. Okay, let's just start destroying these towers then. Oh my god. Mate, alright. Targeted attack. I got 3 blocks up. Oh my god. Oh my Christ alive. That really could have gone bad. Like, I mean it. Okay, it's fine. This is fine. Okay, yeah, this fight was really underwhelming. It was mainly just me missing bow shots, breaking crystals, and MLGing. And then I just killed him. One more hit. Oh no, that's embarrassing. One more hit. Oh, that's really embarrassing. One more hit. Oh, that's really embarrassing. One more hit. Yes. Oh no. So now that was out of the way, I could finally do what I actually wanted to do in this world from the very beginning. Or at least near the beginning. I can't remember when I first said this. But anyway, I was finally going to use the dimensional control. Although there was this weird glitch when I jumped into the portal where everything just kind of disappeared, which was a bit terrifying because I thought the whole world was going to corrupt or something. But all I had to do was relog, and then I could summon the TARDIS to the landing pad, and then I did my thing. Well, what time is there to lose? I'm on a high right now. Let's go to the end. Dimension. The end. I don't know what coordinates. I didn't actually check. I mean, it's given me coordinates. I don't know where it's got that from, but if it's giving them to me, then surely that means it's safe, so I might as well just go. Yeah. Okay, going, I guess. I don't want to do something bad, but why not? Here we go. Oh, it's so quick. Oh, it's like instant. Oh, I'm here. I thought it would take ages. I'm in crossing dimensions. I mean, unless I didn't select it properly. But sure, I mean, that's really anticlimactic. What the hell? What's out there, though? I don't know if I'm in, like, the void, or I can check here, can't I? Okay, here we go. Oh, good job I didn't walk out. Oh, Christ. Okay, so I need to go up. So, well, that was very anticlimactic. I mean, I thought it was going to be like a big vortex journey, traversing different dimensions. But nope, about 4 seconds, maybe 10, and I'm here. Well, there's only one more thing left to do, I think, in this mod. Okay, so I've mentioned this weird little thing I wanted to do at the end, and while I'm sorting that out, let me actually answer the question of the video. From my time playing this, TARDIS Refined is actually a really good, very detailed, and just fun mod. But as I've alluded to, or just outright said, it's very hard to understand when you first play it, especially if you jump right into the deep end like I did, which really isn't ideal because you could easily miss out on some features or just not be bothered to research something, get overwhelmed, and then just quit. But if you stick with it and do it right, it's just so cool. This is insanely focused on the TARDIS and literally nothing else Doctor Who related, which is a bit underwhelming, but it does allow you to just have a really incredible TARDIS. But then again, if you use any other mod, like in general, not just Doctor Who, in conjunction with TARDIS Refined, then it would actually be a really cool world because you have the ability of the TARDIS and then the creativity of other mods, so it'd just be really good. I don't know. Oh yeah, and that thing I wanted to finish the world with? Yeah, no, I just wanted to jump into the Eye of Harmony. I was way too curious. All my gear, this sword, precious little sword, all this armor, everything I've worked so hard for this entire video. Bye-bye. I thought something cool was gonna happen, nothing cool happened, it just kind of killed me, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, and just one more thing, if you want to see basically just this video but with Dalek Mod, which is a fantastic Doctor Who mod, with a lot of features outside of the TARDIS, then watch this video here, and if not, then go away, bye.